I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Saudi Arabia.
سيد الرئيس.
President, my delegation aligns itself with a statement made by Uganda on behalf of the non-aligned movement, the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, on behalf of the OIC, and the United Arab Emirates on behalf of the Arab Group. President, we'd like to thank you for resuming this 10th emergency special session to consider the resolution presented today, which calls on the Security Council to reconsider the request of admission of the State of Palestine as a full member of the United Nations. Unfortunately, one single vote at the Council on the 18th of April prevented the adoption of the draft resolution submitted by Algeria. We deplore the fact that the Security Council was not able to adopt this resolution. Moreover, the fact of preventing Palestine from becoming a full member of the United Nations means that Israel's obstination will last longer and will worsen the violations of international law and move us further and further away of the peace that we need. President, the United Nations General Assembly annually adopts decisions which reaffirms the right of the Palestinian people, including its right to self-determination. And the resolution presented today is fully in line with those resolutions and seeks to implement the will of the international community and contribute to building a true peace in the Middle East based on the two-state solution. It is high time for the international community to reestablish the truth, because the world can no longer ignore this suffering of the Palestinian people that has lasted for decades. It can no longer ignore their right to self-determination and their determination to obtain the status of a full member of the United Nations. President, Israel, the occupying power, has perpetrated all sorts of crimes against Palestinian people, scorning international law and international legal resolutions. Israel is convinced that they are above these resolutions and that they enjoy a certain level of immunity. This explains their ongoing hostile and brutal policies and their commission of all sorts of crimes. The most recent month is only one chapter of this decades of suffering. Over the last month alone, barbaric practices by Israel have cost the lives of more than 35,000 Palestinians, the majority women and children. This is through bombing, murders, destruction, the use of famine, and this has led to a unprecedented humanitarian crisis, which is only worsening day by day. Now we are seeing the same practices in the town of Rafah, the last refuge of the Palestinian people, a town which has become densely populated because of the forced displacement of Palestinian people. This is why we need a strong international position to put an end to these Israeli practices in Gaza. President, ladies and gentlemen, the resolution adopted today by a vast majority reflects the conviction of the international community of the rights of the Palestinian people, because beyond the moral duty that this resolution provides for, there is a historic right that we need to honour without delay, because it is an essential part of reviving the peace process and putting an end also to barbaric Israeli practices. This is why we would like to thank all peace-minded nations who voted in favour of the draft resolution. By way of conclusion, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia He is committed as a founding member of the United Nations, committed to supporting the right of the Palestinian people to self-determination and to build its own independent state within 1967 borders with East Jerusalem as its capital, for a just and comprehensive peace in line with the Arab Peace Initiative and relevant resolutions under international law. Thank you very much, President.